This is the day before Christmas, 4th December, and Eve. And today we're going to talk about stuff that I've been seeing lately. And I see this in a lot of areas. I'm in mid Missouri, so we got the Lake of the Ozarks, Jefferson City, and Columbia. They're all fairly close. Um, so when I was picking up, I went through all the magazines in different cities over the last week, and it was bad. It's just, and I've seen this in other cities too, around the Midwest, Southwest. For real estate and mortgage brokers, when you pick up the magazines, the first two you can look at all the real estate magazines that they pay for, real estate book, real estate magazine. Excuse me. There's other magazines and stuff like that. They are lame. Anyways, and so I went through and I looked at all of them, and every book, every mortgage broker had direct response on were the bloody vendors that work with the real estate agents, construction company, HVAC company, roofing company had direct response offer. The real estate agents and mortgage brokers had no direct response. I've seen this in other magazine periodicals, just in my area, but I've seen them in other places too, where you pick up another free newspaper, some kind of, business magazine, free, maybe newspaper or some other kind of newspaper, whatever, but no direct response marketing. You offered nothing. This thing I saw, they didn't even have an 800 line, which is pathetic. If you're going to have an ad with showing your house, yeah, you have a text that comes up on your screen and talks about the house, the picture, maybe some more pictures. So what? It's not even an 800 line attached to it also, or at least you'd have an 800 line attached to your ad, but you offered nothing. It was just in whole response, a direct response marketing is to add something of value. I look at the picture, I tested a few of them to see what came up. Some just showed a picture, came up, and then they'll talk about the house, and it's pretty much the same ad. They add a little more detail, not much more pictures. Some actually had some video feeds, but it doesn't matter because you offer nothing. I'm looking at the ad, it's bland. How are you helping me as a buyer? Your vendors, the construction, the roofing, the HVAC guy, the plumber, they offer something of value. Or you call in, you get 10-20% off. We'll give you, $1,000. That, they have kind of special offer to offer. But real estate agents offer nothing. Other than the mortgage brokers, no free appraisal, no warranty on the house, maybe a free gift card after you've done completion. They've got companies where, a free trip to Vegas for 2 nights, 2 days, 3, whatever, to get some value. I mean, you're not offering anything of that to the customer, and to the other marketing too. You send a postcard out. I'm going to put something on my Facebook and Twitter later, just showing you some bank-owned stuff or some other stuff. You need to offer something of value. On your websites, are you offering something of value when you put it up? I mean, it's pathetic. If you're a real estate agent or mortgage broker, you're wasting all this money, and you're going to be losing leads. Even though you'll say you'll get a bunch of leads, they'll tap in, but in reality, you're losing leads because you offer nothing. And I see it in billboards everywhere too. The billboards, the same thing. It's image marketing, which is great, but you're still not offering. And one thing I learned a long time ago, when I mortgage industry a long time ago, and that's almost 30 years ago, is that you got to offer something to get something. And I did this in all my marketing, it all tied together. And this is when the internet in the early 95, when it was started, but offer something. And this on your market, print marketing, because you're tying everything back to your internet site, or you're dialing basically a one-page read that going to your main site. You need to offer something. Even texting, it was pathetic because you didn't even have an offer on anything. You just showed the stupid picture and this. And in the radio advertising, you hear that too. There's no response piece. There's some local stations where I'm at where you hear the agents come up and talk about how long they've done it and this and this and that, and percent buyers and sellers offer nothing. There's only a couple agents here that'll do some guaranteed I'll buy a home. There's 3. They do a lot of billboard stuff, which is great, and they do some other stuff. It's a Kinder Reese thing, but at least they offer something. But that's pretty much all they do. They do it in some of their advertising, but not much. But there's no direct response from any of you agents or mortgage brokers. I mean, you say you want to increase your fold in your business. Well, the thing is, you have, since a lot of you may have 1, 2, or 3 assistants if you're a high producing agent. But the thing is, you're supposed to produce an extra 2 transactions per month. But the thing is, you have no advertising, because there's a lot of times that'll come and basically it's not going to be agents calling back. It's going to be one of their assistants trying to set up an appointment or something. And a lot of times they don't have scripts anyways, but you're not offering anything. And the other thing is, you don't have an 800 lines. I don't know what the hell is the problem with a lot of agents across the U.S. You're spending all this advertising, but you're losing business because you don't offer anything. It's bad. And the thing is, yeah, you've built a business out, but you're losing a lot of deals. You're probably losing anywhere from 4 to 12, 15 deals a month, because direct response advertising, probably even more. But you offer no billboards, buying and selling. What are billboards where you see the agent's picture, but you can name, you don't know who they work for or anything, but they don't offer squat. And when you're doing postcard marketing and you're doing your print marketing, you add that in, that's still a powerful tool. Even when you're doing door hangers, it's a powerful tool. Or you're doing video, you're doing TV ads. And by the way, doing TV ads, sometimes doing your local stations, you can actually do a thing, which is actually a better deal than doing TV, because I've done it. But if you're doing the Vimeo, YouTube ads, you're doing Hula, and doing some of the other streaming services, you need to factor that in. What's your direct response marketing going to be? What is it? I have agents that'll contact me already, and I just started this, 3 weeks ago, and I'm here to help, the investors. Investors can do this too. You're doing it, home investors type of deal. You might have a franchise. You're doing it. You're sending mail out. What are you offering what are you offering to the rate you're trying to get? What are you going to offer them? Entice them to go ahead and get a hold of you. Enticement, whatever. And this all ties into your marketing, because it's not direct response. And direct response is basically, I offer you something to go ahead and get you into the system. And our system is to help you to buy and sell real estate, or mortgages, to get you a home loan or a commercial loan, for whatever you're doing, for whatever your process, or maybe you're building a house. What are you offering? I mean, when I used to go ahead and look certain types of houses in Seattle, I'd send out to mailers in certain areas for certain types of houses in Seattle that had big land. I already knew they did. They had, a quarter acre, half acre, and they were within the Seattle city limits or outside the city limits. And I knew what the building codes were, but I would always offer for something in return. So, hey, do this. Okay, how about 2 nights, 3 days paid for this and that, or a warranty, and I'd offer else on top of that to help them out. So it's a kind of an incentive to get people in. I'd pay for a specific deal, sell the property, I could get it, and they're moving to their next house. I'd offer a specific deal of moving van to help you move, moving truck, whatever to do, and plus something else on top, whether that's have a cleaning crew come in and clean the house. In addition to that, yeah, maybe $1,000, but who cares? Because I could subdivide into lots, 4 lots, 5 lots, whatever, and turn around and sell lots off to some builder I knew, or sell them off a couple lots. We build the specs on them. Okay, but you see where I'm going with this? What's your direct response piece? How are you going to help people? What are you going to do? Jackson.com, go to Dean Jackson. Besides me, nickforecast.com, we'll go to deanjackson.com. and look at his site. He has a whole program basically, because Craigslist is hard to use. You can't use it as well as you used to, but there's other places out there you can do it. Even like doing Google ads, if you have the right settings on there, you can do it. Yahoo's pretty good. Yahoo small business. But you go ahead and if you're offering something and you're that in, but let's say Jackson.com, you look at some of the stuff that has basic packages you can get out. And these packages, you're basically a certain website you set up. Easy, go to GoDaddy.com. You can go ahead, set your site up, put it down, have your webmaster, and go ahead and you have something specific for them that they can download only at that site. Inexpensive, and it's pretty companies out there you can buy this stuff to do it, packages, and you can use it. So you're offering information. So that's a direct response piece. Go to joepolish.com, piranhamarketing.com. It rocks because Joe Polish, he started out like Dean Jackson started out in real estate in Toronto. Joe Polish started out in Scottsdale, Arizona, Phoenix area, and he was a carpet cleaner for a long time. So a lot of the same stuff he'd use, direct response pieces, carpet cleaners. I saw a carpet cleaner in one of the deals magazines I saw around here in mid-Missouri, and they offered $50 off plus somebody shampooing thing or something. But it was a direct response people to get people to call in there, even though they work directly with whatever real estate agents they're working at. Some don't work at any of them, but some of the agents call in because I used to have a whole list of stuff. You go to buyreferonly.com. What it is, I built out my own list of people. Now, this is a long time. This is 95, and I built it out. I had construction people, handyman, carpet cleaners, electricians, plumbers, whatever. I built out my own list of stuff. Get a lot of referral business in there, but all these people used to help me out. So they got business too, went back and forth. So having a list like that, a vendor, that helps if you're able to do it. You've been in business long, if you do it, just build it out anyways. It's something you should build out anyways for your business. So when you're looking at this stuff, direct response ties into everything that you're doing. All your stuff, you should be thinking about that. Like I said, on deanjackson.com, he had a thing out for bank-owned properties, or he had one just for foreclosures. And basically you could get it and you could basically fix the stuff the way you wanted to and send out the postcards or have the email package waiting that people could download to it from a certain site. But I mean, there's a lot of things you can do, but it's a response because you're offering something. But it really ticked me off to see all these magazines and all these newspapers that are all free, and they had no direct response marketing from any real estate agents or mortgage brokers. And I've seen this in other cities: St. Louis, Kansas City, Chicago, Memphis, Rock, Arkansas, Oklahoma City, Tulsa. I mean, I've seen this everywhere, but you have no direct response marketing. Why do people want to work with you? You look at your billboards for self-efficacy to stroke your own ego, but you're not works anyways. There's one gal, you can read her billboard, and that's great, but she offers nothing. She's doing this pure image. Got more billboards up here in Missouri and anywhere else she has in 4 counties. And she tactically places them, but she offers no direct response marketing. She only did one direct response piece on a survey, on a radio ad, and that was it. And she runs radio ads all the time. She does sponsorships, blah, blah, blah. She's probably the highest producing agent in mid-Missouri, one of the top, probably top 7, top 5. But so what? She increased her business more. But the problem is going to be it's going to be hard to do if you want to increase it to the next level. Your goal is always take it to the next. So you're at 5 figures, you're at 50,000, you want to go 100 or 50, 250, 350, 400, 500, a million, $1.5 million, you're starting to talk. And that's kind of what you're trying to do as far as is doing a build out. And that's kind of what the deal is to increase your business looking to do. And, it's not always having as many assistants, because your assistants are basically supposed to take in your ad calls. So if you have direct response, you're taking your ad call, your system usually calls them back, sets up the appointments for you, because generally what it is, the agent with assistants basically is going to go out, do the listing agents, and they'll have buyers agents do everything else. They'll meet the people and they'll write up the contracts. But the thing is the ads. Your ads are your juice, whether it doesn't matter what you're doing, internet parts, door hangers, doing an 800 line, everybody should be doing. Besides the texting stuff that's been around for a long time, there's no 800 lines. I didn't see one line there with an attachment. 800 lines aren't that expensive. It's actually better marketing for people to go in and listen. You keep the ad 30 to 45-minute tops. And if people stay in and listen, then you're going to be able to go ahead and call those people back. That adds more value on what people say you. And basically, you can tie your direct that because you can put it also on the ad. Call in and we'll do it. And you're actually responsible better because it's less threatening than the text. In some ways, it's less threatening. Even though you'll get a thing for company, whoever the underlying companies, you'll get a thing that'll show all the people that called, and you can call them back if you want. If they didn't respond, it's one of those things. But you can get information. It's less threatening than the text, because the text, they look at it and they don't want to respond to it because it comes up to the phone, but they know that you have their number because it comes up because you guys are doing this all back into how this game works. I never did the text thing. I didn't want to do it when it came out a long time ago. I did 800 lines because they're better and they can be more profitable. If you're going to do the text, but you need to have an 800 attached also, at least on your ad, and they need to offer something of value. And it drives me nuts. A lot of the agents that are advertising, usually they're making more money than everybody else generally. But even if you're an agent's been around for a while, even a new agent or a mortgage loan, you still need to be doing a direct piece. Go to frankkern.com. I just put up something on there. You should look at it. If you're running Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever, your Yahoo, you need to look at that. Especially if you're running Facebook ads, you need to offer something of value to get people to hook in. And that's the thing, because you're not doing it. You need to have an 800 line in your website, and you need to be specific of what you're doing. That goes to your target group. That's Profit Activator number one. ilovemarketing.com. Download the DNA report about the 8 profit activators. You make it ELF, easy, lucrative, fun. Joe Polish turned that a long time ago. So these are things that I'm talking about today on Christmas Eve because I saw a bunch of magazines this week. I just looked at them all over. The Small Real Estate book, Big Real Estate book. I looked at them, all these other real estate books. Some had individual ones, the agents, but it got back to the same thing. You had some sponsors. Some had some ones that are just vendors putting the stuff in, but they offered direct response. No regions, no mortgage brokers offered anything. It was pathetic. Now, there was a couple that did the guaranteed, I'll buy it, but it's a Kinder Reese thing or a Craig Proctor thing. It's a stipulations about 10 miles long, but at least they're offering some direct response. I'll buy it if so-and-so doesn't happen, but of course it never happens. It's pretty rare because they have a lot of outs on there. You have to do all stuff. I had a guy I know in Seattle, I know for a long time. I helped train him in the beginning a little bit, but he joined the camp. That's what he did about 200 deals a year for Seattle a while ago. But he ran a lot of radio ads and did a bunch of stuff. And he did that. If you're resident, I don't care if you're residential or commercial, real estate or mortgages, you still offer direct response fees. Even if commercial, which I tell every agent you should be doing anyways, for something with that goes along with that. So I don't care if you're looking for apartment buildings or you're looking for things to list or whatever, you need to offer something of value to that seller or buyer. And most of the time, you guys running stuff trying to entice the buyers to come in, so you need to offer them something. So a lot of variables in that because it's commission based. So you're trying to get to at least 10 deals a month. Most agents probably are doing maybe 1 to 3, but you're trying to get to do 10 deals a month. And so you're looking at that, and like where I live, the value of the real estate's gone up in 6 years quite a bit. It's basically almost essentially tripled from where it was. But the thing is, the real estate values are going up, even in the Midwest some parts of Southeast and Southwest, outside the city areas, is still going up because you got a lot of people from the East Coast and West Coast are moving in. But the same token, why I'm bringing this up, so you run a direct response piece, and let's say you're doing Google ads or Facebook, and you're going ahead and you're putting it for people in certain cities that they live in, LA, San Diego, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, or the East Coast like Hartford and New York City, Newark, Jersey, the other side of Boston, whatever. Maybe you want to move out of this area because it's going to go to the Midwest, and you have redirect pages, so you for those people something that they can. So these are things you look at because you're trying to hook in buyers, and there's people that do that all the time and expand their marketing out. And so this ties in with your assistants if you have them, because you're making enough money. Your assistants, you should be bringing an extra 2 deal assistant. So you have 3 assistants, an extra 6 deals a month. Each assistant should bring an extra 2 deals a month. That ties in your direct response marketing because you need to explain to them what's going on when they call in, and you need some kind of script a little bit that they follow when they're talking to them, because as a listing agent, you're not going to be out going on listings all the time. You're going to be talking to buyers. But what you do is you need to have a script, general script. All you get a script is guide. And basically, you have when the calls come in, and your administrative assistant to them might have one assistant for buyers or 2 buyers, 1 list assistant, however you have it set up. If you have assistants, if you don't have assistants, you should have it scripted out of how you're going to talk to the buyers. And it just depends on what the deal is. Also, too, you need to have usually have a certain set of questions you're going to ask to get more detail from them, so you can help. It makes you look organized and knows what the hell you're talking about. And the thing is, the cool part is that you can set up an 800 line where the calls can go through, how they come through, and it goes direct to your cell phone, your office phone. So if it goes to your office phone directly to your cell, smart way to go is you have a directed cell phone that sits, if you have an assistant or yourself, that's separate from your other cell phone, that goes directly to you if 800 calls come in. And you can have it set between 8 and 5 every day, or 9 and 5. And after that, you can switch it to another phone or keep it to that phone and check the messages later. Why I'm telling you this is it's really sophisticated, but it's simple to do and it's cost effective. And this all ties into direct response marketing, because the thing is, you're offering something of value and they're calling in, or they're coming in off the internet. But even that being said, I've looked at some of the internet sites of a lot of these people doing magazine and people that put ads in papers and stuff like that just for print. They don't offer anything on their sites. It's kind of a joke, and you're wasting all this money because you're losing customers. If you have the billboards, great, but I would never do a billboard anyways. Me and my cousin looked at that in Seattle, they're going to do a billboard, but we found out it wasn't that cost effective. It's just image marketing. We're not going to get the response. So we just said, screw that. We'll keep putting it in mail and advertising with doing direct mail, which would be the most effective, internet advertising, radio, TV ads. And so we kept doing it. Radio ads, like TV ads, you have to constantly keep doing it. The biggest thing is you have to constantly give out your number and website and offer something of value within 30 seconds. Same thing with TV. Cool part about the internet is you can do ads or 30-second ads, or you can do longer, offer something of value. And that 15-second ads, they can really stick because you can run more of them, but you have to offer something of value. So that's kind of a big deal as far as that goes. And so you need to factor everything in when you're putting this together. But anyways, I just want to bring this up because this is something that's really irritating, is that direct response marketing is not being. I'd say go to deanjackson.com, go to joepolish.com, go to frankkern.com, grantcardone.com, and look at it, because a lot of you people out there, you need building your size out. Because if the real estate bubble hits next time, a lot of people get out of it like it did before in 2008. So you want to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so you need to be able to help people, because now down the road, here, closure bailouts and foreclosure listings. Also, you should be getting on banks right now and start doing it. Wherever area in the country you are, you get lists so you can become the broker. So if the bubble does hit down the road, you'll be prepared. So when the boomerang swings, but for now, you need to keep things response market. Even in a bad market, you can still make. So, anyways, Steve, this is Nick's forecast. You can go ahead and leave comments, subscribe, or go to www.nickforecast.com. Get a hold of me and I answer questions for you. Have a good Christmas Eve. Ciao.